Welcome to Beyond the Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Jada.
It's your boy, man.
It's your man, A-Rod. This is the Beyond the Coach Podcast.
All straight, no chasing. Beyond the Coach. And today, there's a list of things we're going to talk about. Today, we about to talk about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. They got a lot going on, and we're going to discuss that today. So, Ski, what you think about that?
To be honest with you, Jada Pinkett is for the damn streets. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you. Okay?
Okay.
To be honest with you, I understand it's 4 years. I understand it's 4 years, you know what I'm saying? All this whole entanglement bullshit. I understand that. But all at the same time, you shouldn't have did it. The nigga was literally there to get help, but instead of getting help, you decided to climb on the motherfucking pole. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
So you don't think August got nothing to do with it?
I don't think it had nothing to do with it. I think she just had a cougar moment. She was like, okay, I can help him with this cougar.
I wouldn't say she for the streets, though, Ski. You think she for the streets?
I think she for the motherfucking streets.
Well, I mean, so that, with that being said, if they were separated at the time, right?
True.
So, and Will said, if you heard the, was like a 12-minute interview, that
right.
He said that he hated her guts, and he wasn't even sure they was going to get back together, right?
That's true.
So I'm pretty sure if he told us that on TV, imagine what he told her behind the scenes.
He probably cussed that ass out.
So, you can't, I wouldn't say she for the street. She just went with, they were separated. They had a bad time in the relationship. She didn't know they were going to be back together. Now, August, not the one that you was healing. It could have been anybody else but the one that you was healing.
Right.
So I think she would foul for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, out of all motherfuckers, you had to find a motherfucker that you had in the house. Like, you couldn't find no other, you know what I'm saying, entanglements.
Nope.
Outside of the motherfucker.
What the heck is an entanglement?
Some bullshit that these females about to run down the motherfucking street.
Ain't no
they about to
entanglement.
run all y'all goddamn street with that shit.
Ain't no entanglement. Chickens, she fucking.
Yeah, it's another way of saying, I'm fucking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've never heard nobody use entanglement when getting in a relationship with somebody else. You had a situationship.
Yeah.
We was friends with benefits.
Exactly.
Entanglement. Like, Will, come on,
Entanglement.
man.
That's a fucking relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's a quote unquote another way of saying that's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? But without the strings attached, but it's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's like a advance from friends with benefits. That's how I see it.
So you think that, you saying that she for the street, so you think she's wrong, right?
I think she's wrong as fuck because it could have been anybody else. But don't be a motherfucker that Will can see or that Will knows. Like, I'll be honest with you. You put yourself in a situation, like, if it was somebody that you didn't know, you wouldn't feel the effects of it too much. Right? It's a motherfucker that he know.
Right, and I can see, like, if I was in Will's position, my whole mentality was, look, we brought this guy into the house, we healed him,
right?
We broke up, and you smashed him. So was you thinking about smashing the whole time?
That's why I say she's for the motherfucking pavement, the streets with the yellow lines. You know what I'm saying? She's for that motherfucker all the way.
I wouldn't. Well, I mean, that was 4 years ago.
She owned that motherfucker with the wheels on. You know what I'm saying?
4 years ago, and they still together. So clearly, that was just a vulnerable moment for her. A moment of bad decision, I should say. Bad decision.
It wasn't the snappy nappy dugout. It wasn't the snappy nappy dugout that made Will say, "Okay, I'm gonna stay with this."
Nah, because I don't know what her snappy dappy dugout or whatever that means.
Alcina, the August of Alcina knows what that motherfucker's about.
That's cool, but why 4 years later come out and say something about it?
It's the snappy nappy dugout.
Say
it with me.
No, I can't say it because I disagree.
So you ain't never had that one woman that you think about a couple years later, like, dang. Like, you look in the sky like sunshine off all the nights. You be like, damn.
I'm done. Once
I'm
done with you, I'm done with you.
So you never had that good polyurethane on the thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Bro, it's not that powerful. That I mean, what that got to do with it? You think that just had to do with sex?
Yeah.
You don't think it had nothing to do with feelings or anything?
It had a lot to do with feelings. I can understand what I was going through. You know what I'm saying?
But he's not going. But August ain't going through that. It's a publicity stunt. He just dropped the album the same week he had the interview.
True, but you gotta understand that Alcina thought he had something. Right. He thought he had something. I understand it's years ago, but he thought he had something.
How can you say that? How can you say that for August Alsina? Because if you listen to Jada Pinkett, he broke it off with her completely.
True.
And then 4 years later you bring it up, and then when you say, and then the whole thing with the interview, he said that Will blessed it. And clearly that was a lie.
Yeah, he didn't.
You know what I mean? So to me, it's like it was a publicity stunt, partially because you had to drop out. Because before this, when we were checking for August Alsina?
Nobody was.
What's the last song he put out?
Like 2010?
What's the last song he put out?
That ghetto shit was it Rich Homie Quan? That shit fire.
Right, but other than how long was that?
That's been a minute.
Okay, exactly.
That's been a motherfucking minute.
Oh no.
Hey, August, I seen it. Your shit was good though, but the shit you doing now, dumpster juice. But go ahead.
Nah, cause none of us would do that. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't kiss and tell. Like you haven't been telling before, so why come out and tell now? And you know what he did? He had everybody looking at Jada like she was sideways.
Right.
Like you just called her for the streets.
Right. I mean,
but before this happened, would you would have said Jada was for the streets?
I wouldn't say she for the street before this happened, but all at the same time, you listen to August Alsina's interview and you see where he's coming from. That man is bad. That man's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right, this man's selling an album.
It's true. He might be selling an album, but all at the same time, that motherfucking dude is hurt. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that look, I don't know if you mess with old cougars or whatever, but that cougar juice is different than that regular juice. It's different than regular juice, my man.
I think it's more than just sex, bro.
That too. She probably mind fucked him. I know she mind fucked Tupac. Cause guess what? Tupac didn't even want to be in a relationship. He just knew that she was intertwined with him.
How do we know this though?
No. I watched the motherfucking videos. You know what I'm saying? I seen the movies and all this shit. The damn letters that Tupac wrote. Tupac didn't get none of that snatch. But she had him mentally. When a woman got you mentally, it's totally different.
But in this situation, if he did fall mentally, she pretty much brought him back to life. He was sick.
True.
He was down and out. And the only person he had in the corner was her and Will. When they separated, all he had is her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you can kind of see how he kind of fell for it, but she fell for him too.
He was at a vulnerable stage. But all at the same time, Will did say, okay, I'm done with you. And then instead of her finding somebody else out there, she found the closest thing
she was
to
wrong.
her.
She was wrong. She was definitely wrong.
That's why I said she for the streets.
But that's no different than somebody who slip up and cheat. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't. Okay, me being a 38-year-old man. Okay, we all know if a woman cheat with somebody that you can see, it hurt more.
Oh yeah,
it hurt more.
But she wasn't cheating. They weren't together.
I give you that.
But she was foul for she They could have been anybody.
It could have been anybody. Me being a man, I think it would be more. I would say it would feel. It's all wrong, but it would feel different if it was somebody that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at myself.
I understand what you're saying, yeah. And then the fact that we brought this man into the house. You know what I mean? He came in my house.
Right. That's the ultimate disrespect.
And then I'm looking at August like, was you looking at my wife like that? Well, you know.
He was listening the whole time.
We all look at Jada like that.
Yeah, Jada, set it all Jada, you know what I'm saying? Low down, dirty shame, Jada.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Different world, Jada, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. You know
that's crazy, man.
It is.
Let's pivot to what you think about this NBA bubble that's going on, bro? Because that is crazy. Like,
I mean, I think it's more so a distraction because all the shit that's going on in the world. We have no entertainment. We have nothing going on. ESPN playing reruns. You know
right.
What I'm saying?
I'm playing reruns.
Yeah. I'm watching old Last Chance Views and all this just to have something to watch.
Right.
So it's like they got to give somebody something. So I feel like it's a distraction to what's going on with the COVID situation, the pandemic. And I feel like they just want us to have our minds on something different because, you know, I hate to say it, but the election's coming. So they're trying to gauge our minds in a different way, not to think about all the negativities going on out in the world.
I have to respectfully disagree with you with that.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think with the NBA, all it got to do with dollar signs. It ain't got nothing to do with COVID. Ain't got nothing to do with election.
Yeah.
It's sports. You know what I mean? It's sports. So with it being going on, it's like we're gonna try to get y'all back because they worry about revenue. They think about money. They really think about money. And I understand where the NBA players are coming from. Like you want us to risk ourselves, or no, I'm gonna say not even risk because they're in a bubble. Sacrifice. What? How many weeks you say was?
It's like 5 weeks.
5 weeks. I'm out like to sit in a bubble.
Right.
I can't go nowhere but in this bubble
right.
with my family and whoever and play basketball.
Right.
For what?
I mean, the thing is, for what? I mean, I'm a LeBron James fan, so I already know for what. He want that motherfucking ring.
Okay.
That
right
there being said.
I get you. So you on that end of the spectrum, right?
I mean, the entertainment value, I see, you know what I'm saying, Jermaine, not Jermaine, goddamn LeBron. LeBron wants that championship. He feel like this is his window. So he want to get this shit by any means necessary. But I guarantee you LeBron would have been like, yo, like, I don't want to do this shit. They would have dead that shit. Because LeBron is the face of the NBA.
Somebody did say, I can't remember who said it, which basketball player said that. Oh, Patrick Beverly said that. Mm-hmm. You know, he kind of got a point, but we won't know unless it happened. But, you know, LeBron said he want to play, they playing. But I don't think it's just LeBron.
I think it's just LeBron. LeBron is the face. It's like Jordan was the face, Kobe was the face, Jerry West, all of them. I'm telling you, if LeBron said, yo, I'm not playing, guess what? Everybody sit in the motherfucking house. Okay. Like, be honest with you. But it's a distraction in a way on both sides. You got the Black Lives Matter, you know what I'm saying, it's going on. You got the whole COVID pandemic. You got all this different stuff going on, and then they bring up basketball season because they want to sit there and divide our mind and be like, okay, well, this whole focus on Black Lives Matter. They want to separate that. They want to separate.
I gotta respectfully disagree again because you have NASCAR still going on. Mm-hmm. You got baseball about to come back. You got the NFL coming back. You can't tell me they all bring these sports back because of the election. This is what we do every year this time. It's just been, just like everybody else's life has been altered, sports has been altered too. So they got to figure it out, just like we got to figure it out.
True, but we, at all the years, haven't had a pandemic going on.
Yeah, but, I mean, no, we haven't. But just because we had a pandemic going on, don't mean that sports was put back. They bring the sports back to distract from the pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, most of the time, I think the reason why they bringing this back is they want something on TV to gauge our mind, for us to watch, for us to focus. No. And then, okay, then you got to think about it.
This is what it's about.
It's about the money,
it's about
too.
Dollar signs.
It's about the dollar signs, too. But ain't nobody going to those games, though.
It's still you still got TV revenue, though.
That's true, but it ain't going to be the same as just lining up. See the Lakers and the Clippers play, or see the Lakers and the Warriors play, whoever is on top. They're not lining up the same way they're lining up. You know what I'm saying? It's different watching it at TV, but different as far as watching it when jokers are there live. You got the all-star, you know, some celebs up front. They getting that TV time. It's different.
That's cool, but we can use a draft as an example, right?
Go ahead.
Once they did the draft, you know, the draft went up 30% viewing. Mm-hmm. You know why?
Why?
Because there wasn't no sports on TV. So everybody was tuning in for something that had to do with sports. When basketball comes in, even people who don't watch basketball like that, just because there's nothing else on TV, they're going to watch it. I don't watch the whole draft. I usually watch like my round, watch a couple. I watch the whole draft like it was a whole TV series.
I mean, it's very dope to watch. You'll see kids get drafted and everything, but my whole lens that I see it in, I see it as a distraction because you got so many things going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? You got, you know what I'm saying, a lot of injustices still going on. You got a lot of things going on in communities that's just not being addressed. You got the whole pandemic. You got the whole unemployment rate. You got this going on, all this stuff. You got the election going on. It's so many things that this right here can deflect. And you always know, like, when you see certain things on TV, it deflects. Because, you know what I'm saying, you know how the news control this, control that. They deflect certain shit because they want certain shit to be in your face. Now that we got the NBA back, it's in our face again. You know we're going to watch.
Let me ask you a question then. If we did not have the pandemic coming on, right? It's still election year in sports, basketball, football. Would it be distracting?
I mean,
would it be distracting from the election?
It wouldn't necessarily be distracting from the election, but all at the same time, we know 45 is at a situation where he tried to get that motherfucker back another 4 years.
I'm pretty sure 45 ain't involved with NBA coming back.
He might not be involved with it, but I'm telling you like this, he might not be involved with it, but all at the same time, when it comes to certain shit, you know what I'm saying, that's out here, you know what I'm saying, that's going on in the world, and 45 got shit to do with it, you know what I'm saying?
45 ain't got nothing to do with the coronavirus.
He got something to do with something.
He got something to do with not taking care of when he had the opportunity to.
Then he could have stopped all this shit a long time ago. When we had like 3 cases in Washington, he could stop that.
I feel like the distraction is the coronavirus. Because the only thing that's been hampered is sports. And I mean, the whole world has been flipped upside down because there's one virus. You know what I mean? So you take the virus away, I'm asking you, do you still feel the same? Like, okay, well, sports is a distraction.
I mean, it's a distraction for people that are like, okay, I know I got this going on. I don't have a job. I don't have childcare. I don't have this. I don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Certain things going on. You got sports on TV. It can kind of deflect from what you're seeing, you know what I'm saying? Or you can get you a state of euphoria in your mind, like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? I see LeBron, them out there hooping and all that stuff. They happy, they smiling, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they give you a false sense of hope in a way, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, you know?
I mean, well, I guess we look at it too different because I don't think that changed the reality. Because, I mean, the game is only a basketball game.
I mean, you know, the thing is, they got 26 teams down there that's playing. So it's going to be like 4 or 5 games on the same time.
Even I feel like it's a good distraction because it allows you to take your mind off of this madness that we're living in right now.
Right.
For however many hours of basketball.
But
I can watch basketball.
That's a distraction, though.
It's entertainment, though.
But
That's what
with the whole
entertainment
Black
does.
Lives Matter movement, you know what I'm saying? This right here is going on. They only told them that certain things are doing back of their jerseys. Like Kyrie said, he don't want to deter from the situation, the movement that is going on, and the progression's going on. You know what I'm saying? By going back and playing in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? When they put Kyrie, a guy that's focused on Black Lives Matter, and they put him in the bubble, he focused on basketball. He ain't pushing the envelope no more.
But Kyrie's only one person in the world of millions.
True.
So,
But you gotta understand though, that one person voice, you know what I'm saying? You look at he got millions of followers, you know what I'm saying? He got millions of people over here, many people over there. His voice can go a long ways. I'm pretty sure you're gonna see Kyrie on commercials. You don't see him on IG, you don't see him on Facebook.
I didn't get to the point, it's enough. I mean, anybody can talk, you know what I mean? It's about action, you know what I'm saying? Kyrie could talk, LeBron could talk, and you being a LeBron fan, right?
Right.
LeBron said he want to play, right?
Right.
So you going with LeBron, right?
I'm all.
So you
I'm
pretty
all
much
in.
saying you can let LeBron distract you from what's going on.
I mean, my thing is this: when it comes to LeBron, you know what I'm saying? I know where my stance is when it comes to as far as Black Lives Matter, as far as how I feel about things going on in the world.
I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
like Black Lives
You know what I'm
Matter.
saying?
That shirt is dope. What
It
it
is,
say?
it is.
Oh, black women are dope.
It is.
Ta-da.
It is. But that being said, I believe in LeBron. I believe in his message. I you know what I'm saying? I listen to a lot of things he say. You know what I'm saying? I follow him on Instagram. It's certain things that I feel like LeBron is looking at. Okay, this is my window. I gotta win.
I feel you, though. I feel
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that part.
He's looking at his legacy.
Yeah.
He's looking at his legacy.
I agree
I
with
feel
you,
him
yeah.
on that. But at the same time, don't ever forget that LeBron really gives a damn about the black community. You know what I'm saying? He does.
We all know that.
Yeah,
he
he
makes it clear.
Yeah, he makes
it clear. So, I mean, I like I said, to each his own. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm glad they're gonna have some type of sport on TV that I can watch.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna distract me from what's going on in the real world. Because after all we done been through in 2020, we need to rewind 2020 and do it over again. Do it over again.
I mean, 2020 gone, man. Ain't nothing we can do about it. We got 4 more months. That's it. It's over. But when it comes to as far as the COVID, when they talk about kids going back to school,
Oh man,
how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about kids when they go back to school? You know what I'm saying?
my son ain't going back to school, man.
And why is that?
He gonna go online. I mean, because some people don't take coronavirus serious. Some people do take coronavirus serious. Me personally, I do. I can't expect the next person to feel the same way. And then you put kids in the element. If you tell adults we gotta be 6 feet apart, do not touch, wash your hands every time we go to the bathroom, all this stuff to prevent from COVID and whatnot. But you have teachers that are gonna come in and out of school every single day.
Right.
You know what I mean? They gotta come home. The kids gotta come home.
They do gotta come home, and I feel like it's a slippery slope when it comes to that. Then I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it all depends on the government and it all depends on those states, you know what I'm saying, holding, you know what I'm saying, themselves accountable as far as like the kids going back to school. Because, you know what I'm saying, me and you we both have kids that's in school. And me personally, I feel like my son and my daughter is not going to school, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of just what the government say, but all this hindsight being 2020, I'm not taking my kids to school till the spring until I know for a fact that the curve is lower.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
and we don't know. That's guaranteed.
And we don't know. And we all go out to businesses, we go places, we get something to eat and all this stuff. We see people not wearing their masks. We see people not giving a fuck. We see people just like, oh, I don't give a shit about no mask. If I get it, I get it. You know, some motherfuckers just don't care. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna probably be in this shit for probably about another year. You know what I'm saying? I hope not.
I don't know.
It feels like it.
Because it seems like it's just not. I ain't seen. We see that it's not getting better right now. So as long as it's getting worse, I'm not gonna put my kid in that predicament where they're gonna have a chance to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, some kids do have asthma.
Right.
Some kids got other respiratory problems or other inner issues as far as health wise, and you don't know which kid.
Right.
So I mean, it's just.
I mean, and then you gotta look at the whole NCAA aspect.
Oh yeah.
A couple of like black colleges, like CIAA, the MEAC, you know what I'm saying, the SAC, you know what I'm saying, the SWAC, you know what I'm saying, these conferences.
And Ivy League schools.
Yeah, they counsel sports, but you know what I'm saying, the big blue bloods, the Division I powerhouses, like the Big Ten, ACC, you ain't heard them say shit about canceling nothing. They rather to put these kids' lives on the line just to make money.
I'm about to say you got to do with revenue. But that's what college kids have always been complaining about. How y'all pretty much you use us for financial reasons.
Right.
When we ask for money,
right.
y'all don't want to give us to it. When y'all want us to play and risk the chance of taking COVID, y'all not going to. If we get sick, you're not paying for my medical bills.
Not a damn thing.
So, but yeah, we're going to make you money every time we step out on the field. From
right.
sponsors and everything else going on.
Right. I mean, when it comes to certain shit, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to D1, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. D1 athletes, they generate probably about, I say, when it comes to scholarship, they generate about $1 million, maybe $2 million a person. And then on top of that, if they go to Ohio State, it costs maybe $35,000.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter. Like it doesn't equate to what their scholarship is. You know what I'm saying? You making $1 million for this university, you just one athlete, and you making all this money. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't equate. But they said that you can't pay the athlete. I don't understand that.
Free advertisement.
Yeah, and then on top of that,
free advertisement.
like you looking back at Johnny Manziel when he was at Texas A&M, he even said himself, they had his jersey in the bookstore selling it, making money off him. Nike made money off him. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, he ain't get none of that. And by the time he went to the NFL, he done washed out. He done did what he had to do in the NFL. 4 years. He had no money. Huh?
He was definitely
a buzz, but all at the same time, if he could have had a trust or he could have had anything for his likeness on top of that, you know what I'm saying, to make him, you know what I'm saying, to send to the point where he was getting that money, you know what I'm saying, while he was in school, I think a lot of kids wouldn't mind, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know what I'm saying, going to college and playing ball for free. But they don't get no money back. They don't get nothing out of that deal. It's like a slave mentality in a way.
And then again, it's like, you know, if you have a passion for something, you'll do it for free. You know what I mean? But I feel their point. I love the game of football. I'm gonna play it. But if I can see it as a chance I can capitalize on it for something that I love to do, why not capitalize on it?
Right.
All y'all don't love this game of sport. Y'all look at it as financial.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's money.
Right.
So you can't expect them for the same as athletes.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, like you look at all the head coaches. You look at Coach K. You look at Lavelle Moton. You look at the differences. Lavelle Moton make, I say, over $200K a year. And you look at Mike Krzyzewski, he make $5 million a year. Lavelle Moton he coaches at Central, North Carolina Central. Coach K coaches at Duke. Now you look at that. That's powerhouse D1 and that's black college D1. Their whole season is on pause because they can't play. But Coach K, his whole season of ACC, it's not on pause because guess what? Every game that Duke play is on ESPN. Every time they go somewhere, it is publicized. They get a top recruit, it's publicized. You get a top recruit at Central, which is never going to happen because it's a black college. They don't do nothing. So they look at it like they look at it like this, okay? HBCUs and all the other lower college D1, we can watch away with them. But when we got the whole ACC, or we gonna play in the bubbles like the NBA can play. They look at it like it's professional sports at those powerhouse D1s.
But I think if I'm not mistaken, they said they're gonna push like spring footballs in the spring of 2021,
which is gonna be crazy.
I mean, and then they're talking about doing conference games.
Right.
So I mean, I see what they're doing, and like, okay, we're not gonna make it a full season,
right? But
we're gonna try to get y'all here to play. And of course, you're gonna have a divide. Some people don't want to play. You know what I mean? And some people ain't. You know what I mean? Me personally, if I was playing college or NBA or NFL, I would play if they had a proper protocol in place.
Right.
Where I know I won't catch COVID or I have an opportunity of catching COVID. But if I'm not sure, nah. But what you gonna do with college kids?
But nobody's sure. And then you know what I'm saying? Then you gotta think about it. College kids are very, very risky. They don't give a fuck. Like these motherfuckers are going in a room with 10 motherfuckers just to go drink, smoke, whatever the fuck they gonna do.
They was throwing COVID parties.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know motherfuckers watch Instagram like I watch Instagram, but I saw a club in fucking Atlanta with a pool and it was full. You couldn't even see the water. And motherfucker was in that joker having a ball. So I'm like, what the fuck these kids gonna do? Kids wanna have fun when they go to college. College is about having fun, finding yourself, doing dope shit. And these motherfuckers is not gonna be like, oh shit, I'm a freshman, I'm about to sit here and chill, do this, blah, blah, blah. They ain't trying to do that. Oh, you need to stay 6 feet from her. No, I'm not. I'm on her bumper. I'm going to get her. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't going to the club to stay 6. If I had to go to the club, I'm getting a booth.
Right.
I'm going to the club with my people. We just gonna sit in the booth.
But if you in the booth though, guess what? You still got to sit 6 feet. What about the people around you?
Not if I go in the booth with the people I've been around the whole time.
That's true. But you don't know. But the thing is, I know you pay attention to motherfuckers, how the motherfuckers move.
Right.
But also, you don't know everything they do.
I said if I go, I ain't going to the club.
Never.
I'm not going to
The
the club.
club is dead until we get a vaccine.
Yeah. I ain't taking my vaccine either.
Why won't take vaccine?
Nah, I'm not taking no vaccine.
You want to take it?
Nah, I'm just gonna protect myself. I ain't never took the flu vaccine.
Man, you came out all right. I can't sit there and say. I mean, I had to take it. I was working in the healthcare, but you know, I didn't want to take it, but I had to take it in order to keep my job. So you know how that goes. But that being said, man, you know what I'm saying. A lot of these kids ain't gonna give a damn about social distancing. Like even you know what I'm saying. Like when I look at
those don't even care.
Right, like even when motherfuckers go inside a store, when you tell them motherfuckers you got 6 feet apart from each other, you got lines all across the store, motherfuckers is right beside each other. You motherfuckers come to the counter, they right beside each other. Wow. You know what I'm saying? We'll never get rid of this shit because motherfuckers don't know how to just do what they're supposed to do.
Hey, I was in the store, a dude was right behind. I was like, man, you mind backing up to that line behind you?
It's ridiculous, man. Like, I was in the grocery store, a motherfucker right on my damn, I'm trying to pay for my shit. I'm looking at motherfucker like, yo, can you back the fuck up? You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers looking at me like it's normal. Like, nah, motherfucker, we in a whole pandemic. I don't know what you got. I don't know you. Back the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit makes some point when you on 10, because you want to hit a motherfucker like, back the fuck up. Yo, you don't know what you got. It make everybody on 10, man. Make everybody feel totally different.
I mean, hey, at the end of the day, man, just wear your mask, man. Wash your hands.
AKA wash your ass.
Be mindful of everybody else. Even if you don't care about COVID, care about the people that do care about catching COVID.
Right. Like, if you don't give a fuck about your life, that's on you. I give a fuck about mine. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my kids. I don't want to bring shit to them. So guess what? Stay the fuck away from me. I got a bubble around me. Back the fuck up. If not, catch the stiff on like a motherfucking Heisman. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I will stiff on the shit out of your ass to keep on moving. You know what I'm saying?
You too big to be stiff on somebody. Man.
Why not?
You can catch that assault charge, right?
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So,
but yeah, man. I mean, bottom line, overall, this whole pandemic shit's crazy. We've been in this shit since March. Everybody been going through it. It's time for a change, and I just feel like motherfuckers just don't give a fuck. Like, motherfuckers just don't give a fuck.
So do you think with this COVID, do you think that it's made a change permanent to everybody's life, or you think like some of these changes, majority of these changes are temporary?
I think this is permanent. Like, I think a lot of this shit with saliva masks, like the little shields and how the airplanes are acting different, they spread the seats out. This is permanent. Like, this is the new way of life. Our kids gonna grow up in it. We're gonna have to live in the rest of our days.
I don't know, because I mean, you look around the world, you see other countries that took care of what they had to do. You know what I mean? And they starting to go back to normal. We the only ones.
Why we the only ones?
Why?
Because this is the land of the free, and we are Americans. And guess what?
What?
We don't like to listen to what motherfuckers have to say. We're gonna do what the fuck we want.
I mean, but how many times somebody gotta slap you and tell you and before you realize it's real?
And the thing is, motherfuckers know if you wear your mask, you do what you're supposed to do, it's gonna go away. They don't give a fuck.
You know, and then, you know, we went through the whole when they shut down, big time shut down everything. Case started going down. So as they slowly started opening up, it shot up.
To the fucking roof.
It shot up.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's like, it's a crazy time we living in, man. It's like you don't know what to do. You just pray that when you come back in the house, you haven't caught COVID just because. That's how scary it is. You know, when you go to the store. Like, I had one of my friends tell me they don't even go to Walmart. They just went to Walmart the first time last week. Because of COVID.
It's too many motherfuckers in Walmart. Walmart let too many motherfuckers in.
No, Walmart actually they keep counting and whatnot. I mean, I'm just using an example. Like, that's how bad it is. Like, I'm not even going to go to Walmart because I don't know if I go out there, somebody else might have. You know what I mean? You go to the grocery store. I know we go out to the grocery. I know me. I'm like, man. Well, I hope I got out of this grocery store free from that COVID.
Right, I'm telling you, that shit.
Hand sanitizer, all that.
What? Gloves on, mask on, nigga. Stay the fuck away from me. All my kids, you know what I'm saying? Same shit. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, man. I mean, if we get through this shit, it's gonna be a hope and prayer because motherfuckers just feel like I'm entitled to just doing what the fuck I want to do. Like, I was in the motherfucking Bahama Breeze, and motherfucker was like, yo, I'm not wearing the motherfucking mask. I pay my taxes. I should be able to come in here. What? And you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say what the ethnic group that wears, but you know what the fuck I mean. You know what I'm saying? That shit, I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong?
You know, people look at it differently. But let's pivot to something. Because COVID just get you down. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about this T.I. and 50.
T.I. and 50, really?
Let's talk about that right there. What you think? Because I know you used to be a heavy T.I. fan.
I mean,
heavy, boy.
I fuss with both of them, you know what I'm saying? The hard way, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like when that shit hit, you know, on Versus, I feel like it's going to be, like, epic.
So who you going with?
T.I. Hands down, I gotta go with the South. I gotta go to motherfucking South.
I'm going with T.I.
I gotta go to motherfucking
T.I.
South. You know what I'm saying? and that being said, you know what I'm saying? We gonna close this thing. Matter of fact, hold on, before we close it out, you said you going with who?
I'm going with Tip, baby.
You going with Tip?
Tip, yeah.
Who put you on Tip?
You did. You put me on Tip.
Okay, I just want to make sure you know that.
You put me on Tip for real.
Exactly. In the what? In the Delta 88.
Hey, look, man. Hey, y'all go follow us on YouTube, man. Hit
Right.
that like button.
Right.
Go get us on Instagram. Talk
Right.
to us, Ski.
Right. We are Beyond the Culture. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. And you can find us on YouTube with the same thing.
Because you
Beyond the Culture.
You know we about to give it to you all straight with no chaser.
No motherfucking chaser. I got chasing this cup though. No motherfucking chaser. Alright? Alright. Tune in next week, baby. We're gonna come back at you.
Sipping on the act got me thinking. Damn, my life is amazing. Damn, my Porsche is amazing.